Hello guys, this is Divya and I'm back with another episode of Personalities. Today we will be discussing about Aurangzeb, the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb. And before I begin, I would like to request you to subscribe our channel if you haven't yet. Also, press the bell notification. We are coming up with so many new video series in YouTube. So if you don't want to miss those, press the bell notification. Also, like these videos, share these videos as much as you can. It is only your support that is key, that is keeping us going. And fourth the last batch, the fourth batch has also started for the test series, for the Vysh test series, which is the paid one. And those who haven't joined, who have failed to join the other batches, they can still join this test series. It is 175, a perfect timetable, so that you can crack the upcoming UPSC examination. Right now, let us begin. So Aurangzeb, he was the third Mughal emperor, or and he ascended to the throne after he assassinated his. He imprisoned his father and assassinated his brothers, and he was the sixth Mughal emperor, and he was, according to many, he was the last effective one, right? Who actually managed to rule such a big empire. And he assumed the title of Aurangzeb Alamgir after he assumed the throne. He took that title. And Fatawa-e-Alamgiri was compiled by him, and he was among the few monarchs to have established Sharia law, that is the Islamic law, and Islamic economics throughout the Indian subcontinent. He was also called Zinda Pir because of his simple living. And he ruled for 49 years, and which is around half a decade, which is around 50 years. And he was also confronted with so many challenges, but he was able to tackle those. And after him, his successors, they kind of crumbled. And after him, the Mughal empire kind of um, came was started coming to its end. Now let us know about his early life. So he was born in Dahod in 1618. His father was Emperor Shah Jahan. Mother was Mumtaz Mahal, who was the daughter of Asaf Khan. He was a Persian nobleman. So Aurangzeb, he received Mughal princely education, which covered the subjects like combat, military strategy, and administration. And also he learned Islamic studies. He was a scholar in Islamic studies. Also he was taught Turkic language, Persian literature, as well as Hindi literature. So now his early military campaigns and administration. So in 1636 he was appointed the viceroy of Deccan, obviously for Mughal empire. And he led so many military campaigns for his father. And he was appointed the governor of Gujarat. Later he went on to become governor of Balkh, Multan, and Sindh. And then he Shah Jahan actually wanted his eldest son, that is Dara Shikoh, to become emperor, right? And that's how the rivalry between Dara Shikoh, his elder brother, and Aurangzeb rivalry came to the picture. And there was actually no system, like it wasn't a rule that the first born will become the or the eldest son will become the ruler. It was among those brothers who had to fight. And as the one who will emerge victorious will assume the throne after the father's death, of course. So now a war of succession happens, right? And Aurangzeb was very ambitious. He was also a very able commander because of so many military expeditions which he led. So he had become very battle hardened. He became very experienced also. And none of his brothers were a match to him, right? Especially Dara Shikoh, who was more into literature and so many other things, right? He was not as equipped and with the military like Aurangzeb. So when Shah Jahan, he became ill, they started a tussle for power among his four sons. And Aurangzeb, he managed to succeed, right? He put his father in prison, that is Shah Jahan, in Agra fort. And in Agra fort only, Shah Jahan died after 7 years of imprisonment. And there were ideological differences also, as I told, because Dara Shikoh was more of an intellectual, religious liberal, like that of Akbar. But Aurangzeb wasn't like that. He was more conservative, right? And Dara Shikoh's army, so yeah, so their army started clashing, obviously for the throne. So Dara Shikoh's army clashed with Aurangzeb, and Aurangzeb's army was very well disciplined, battle hardened, because he was very experienced. And this happened at the Battle of Samugad. And then Dara's men, they were no match for the Aurangzeb's army, and here Dara Shikoh got easily defeated, and Shah Jahan was imprisoned, and Dara Shikoh was defeated. But Dara Shikoh later took refuge to so many other places, right? He was kind of escaping. Then, um, uh, you know, uh, Aurangzeb had other brothers as well, so he kind of executed them one by one. First one was Murad Baksh. Earlier, he had struck a deal, with Murad Baksh, but after he managed to defeat. Dara Shikoh and everyone, he betrayed Murad Baksh, and he imprisoned him and executed him as well. So on 4th of December, Aurangzeb executed Murad Baksh, one of his brothers. Then there was a brother called Shah Suja, and he had to flee to the Arakan, which is in modern day Burma. I mean, earlier it was in Burma, now it is in modern day Myanmar. And you guys should also be knowing what is the significance of Arakan. This is a place which has been in news for since 2018, like that. So you should be knowing that. Please comment in the comment section. What is this place infamous for? Okay. So he was executed by the local rulers. So Murad Baksh was gone, Shah Suja was gone, Shah Jahan was imprisoned. So there, the left one was Dar Shikoh. So yeah, like you can see here, so Shah Suja and Murad Baksh were disposed of, and so then he started chasing for Dara Shikoh. So after a series of battles, defeats, retreats, Dara Shikoh was actually betrayed by his generals who had arrested him. And then in 1658, Aurangzeb, he arranged his formal coronation in Delhi, and Dara Shikoh, before after ascending the throne, what he did, he executed Dara Shikoh, and before executing him, he humiliated Dara Shikoh. He paraded him, in front of the whole place, and then he executed him. So he was humiliated really badly. It was his own, brother. Then his reign. So that's how he ascended the throne, and he secured a position in 1685, right? And he became the emperor. And after that, we know that Shah Jahan was in Agra fort. He was imprisoned, and along with her, daughter, that is Jahanara. And Shah Jahan died in 1666 after 7 years. 7 years, yeah. And then in the reign when Aurangzeb was the emperor, he reintroduced the jizya system, right? That is a tax on non-Muslims. Then he also have destroyed so many Hindu temples. Kashi Vishwanath is one of them, and Mathura temple, Krishna temple is also one of them. And he is infamous for executing the Sikh leader, that is Guru Tegh Bahadur. Even today we celebrate Guru Tegh Bahadur, Shahidi Divas. So because he refused, Guru Tegh Bahadur refused to convert to Islam, he was executed. Then he also had rivalry with Marathas as well as Sikhs. And then Sharia law. So he was the one who was able to completely enforce the Sharia law. So under his reign, Mughal Empire expanded. He had a massive army, and the empire reached its zenith. After that, it was all downfall for the Mughal Empire, and he conquered so many parts of the Deccan as well. Right, because that's how he became the general of Deccan, and then he started pushing toward his limits also, limits of the Mughal Empire. And he also banned use of alcohol, gambling, and music from his empire, right? Because it was Sharia compliant. Then in 1667, sorry, he gave permission to the French for setting up a factory at Surat. And during his reign, he had to deal with rebellions, or you can call, you can say, he had clashed with and executed and even killed so many people, right? And one of them was Jat, and he had executed Gokul Jat, who was actually resisting the breaking of temple, that is in Mathura. Then Marathas, yeah, and we know about the rivalry of Shivaji and Aurangzeb, and also Sambhaji. He had executed Sambhaji very brutally. Sambhaji was actually in one of the personalities video, when I took Sambhaji session. Sambhaji was actually betrayed by his own, some brother-in-law, and that's how Sambhaji got arrested and he was executed, and he was very badly, he was tortured. And then so many Rajputs also were against him. They had, they didn't like the reign of Mughal, means Aurangzeb, and then he had rivalry with Sikhs as well, and Pashtuns. So the famous Aurangzeb and Shivaji, clash rivalry, you can say. So here in this picture, as you can see, yeah, in this picture, the he is the this is Shaista Khan. He was actually you can say uh, uncle of Aurangzeb, and in one of the guerrilla wars, once at the night, Shivaji came and he, attacked his fort, and Shaista Khan's fingers were cut, and he was defeated, and then that fort was taken back again by Marathas, right, by Shivaji. And Shivaji was also once arrested, by Aurangzeb when he appeared in his court, and he and about this also, I have actually explained in great detail in the Shivaji chapter, I mean in the personalities only. So Shivaji once was arrested by Aurangzeb, and then but Shivaji later managed to escape, right. So this rivalry was very famous actually. So this war was began in 1680, and by the Mughal Empire, Aurangzeb, and then invasion of, Maratha enclave in Bijapur, and so many things happened. They But many of the forts were reclaimed by the Marathas, and later what happened after the death of Aurangzeb, Marathas, they defeated completely Mughal Empire in Delhi, Bhopal, and then they extended their empire up to Peshawar in by 1758, right. And later, the Mughal Empire was shrinked. The once, was great empire, biggest territory, shrink to, so the just the four walls, right. I mean, it only the Delhi city became remained the the stronghold of Mughal Empire, and rest was taken by Marathas. So through the Mughal Empire, when it reaches, territorial heights during Aurangzeb, and it also started the end of Mughal Empire after, Aurangzeb, because the successor of Aurangzeb were not really very capable, and also Aurangzeb never let anyone, anyone who was more capable than him to flourish. So they were not capable successors who could, take care of this huge territory of the empire, and that's how Mughal Empire came to started coming to an end, and which ended with the Bahadur Shah Zafar, about which also we have, discussed already. So Aurangzeb died in Ahmednagar, which is in current day Maharashtra, in February 1707, and he was very old, and he died of illness at the age of 88. And in the middle of, he was actually in the middle of a Deccan campaign where he died, and he was the ruler for 49 years, I've told you. Then his son Azam Shah, he ascended the throne after that, but he was defeated by his half brother Shah Alam, and then Shah Alam succeeded, Mughal throne, and he assumed the title of Bahadur Shah I. So with this, we have come an end to this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and share these videos as much as you can. Thank you. We'll meet in the next one.